A random sample of 5,001 adults in a country includes 757 who do not use the internet. Construct a 95% confidence interval estimate of the percentage of adults in the country who do not use the internet. Based on the result, does it appear that the percentage of adults in the country who do not use the internet is different from 50%, which was the percentage in the year 2000? So in order to construct the 95 confidence interval estimate in a percentage, what we're going to do is we're going to use StatCrunch. We're going to open up StatCrunch. Okay, and so in stats, we're going to go to proportion stats because we're dealing with a proportion. We're going to go to the one sample, and then since we have a summary, we're just going to go ahead and select with summary. So now we want to put in the number of successes. The number of successes is the adults that do not use the internet. In this case, it's 757. So we're going to put in 757 for the number of successes. Now the number of observations is the total sample size. So the random sample is 5,001 adults. So we're going to put 5,001. Now the next thing is we want to construct a 95% confidence interval. So we're going to select the confidence interval for P, and it already has 0.95, so we don't need to change that. So now let's go ahead and then select compute. Okay, so here we have our data, and now let's put this data into our notebook. Okay, so here's our notebook. So you can see here that we have the count over the total, and there is the point estimate, which is 0.151. Okay, and then over here we're going to see what the upper and lower limits are. Okay, so we're going to round this to 3 decimal places. So for the lower limit, it's 0.141. For the upper limit, rounding it to 3 decimal places, is 0.161. Okay, now as you can see here, they want us to put this in percents. So we need to change these values to percent. So we're going to multiply this value by 100%. So then we get 14.1% as the lower limit. And then we're going to multiply this by 100%. And then we get 16.1%. So let's go ahead and check our result. So 14.1% and then 16.1%, and there's our answer. Okay, now the next question says, does it appear that the percentage of adults in the country who do not use the internet is different from 50%? Well, we need to ask ourselves, does 50%, is that number, 50%, is it contained within this interval? Well, this interval goes from 14.1 to 16.1, which is smaller than the 50%, and it's not contained. So therefore, we would say the following. Because 50% is not contained within this confidence interval, it appears the percentage of adults in the country who do not use the internet is different from 50%. So therefore, we would say that it appears, which is A, and there is our answer.